Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I prep my cards to send them off to PSA for grading, along with I will be showing you the step-by-step process for filling out the submission forms on the PSA website. So the first part here, got a couple cards here I'm going to show you. I've already looked them over, so to me they look clean enough. I want to send them in. This is part of the $15 modern card special that PSA is having in January. I've got one paper or cardboard or whatever kind of stock you want to call it, and I've got a chrome card here just to show you, kind of two different cards. So you're going to want to look the card over first, which I've already done. Make sure that you don't see corners dinged. The corners look pretty sharp. Make sure you don't see any imprints on the card. So especially like on these cards here that are paper, you'll see a lot of some stuff that's more like pressed in, versus on a chrome card you may see more scratches. Just look it over, make sure it looks clean. Everybody kind of has their own standards. Some are more picky than others. Make sure the card's centered. You just kind of, it's one of those things where I've had to learn as I go on how I like to prep my cards, what works best for me, and just kind of learn by receiving grades back and trying to figure out what's wrong. So to clean off this paper card here, usually I just take a microfiber, kind of wrap it around my finger. I wear a glove on the other hand, just a cotton glove or whatever, try not to get any more fingerprints on the card. And I just wipe it gently. This is more to get dust off than anything else. I've got a piece of paper under it that's clean to prevent myself from scratching it or rubbing it against any other surfaces. I always like to keep this other hand free, because once I'm done wiping it down, which usually there isn't much to do on just a regular paper card, just get the dust off, I like to have this hand free to really control this penny sleeve that I put it in. Slide it in the penny sleeve gently, or in the penny sleeve, and then I always put my cards into a card saver 1, which I kind of put 3 fingers in, really open it up, make sure I'm not jamming the card down in there, because it is kind of a tight fit, which is what we want. We want it to be a tight fit that slides in easily enough, like so, but now the card isn't moving around inside, so when I ship it off, it should be nice and sturdy and secure. Differences that I do on this chrome card, so we see this chrome Otani here, take out the sleeve. One thing I didn't mention on that is I have another sleeve that I put it in that's never been used before. So something I've always heard and kind of agree with is, if I'm taking it out of this sleeve to clean it, whatever I'm cleaning off may still be in this sleeve. So if I put it back in, I may be getting the same particle or scratching it, or vice versa on it. So always try to clean the card, put it in something clean, then get it in the card saver 1. I like to take a little paper towel here that I've got wet with some water, and I like to go over the card with it. This only works on the chrome cards on the chrome surface, just because it doesn't affect the, there's no paper, so it wouldn't cause any water staining or water marks. Then I just take this other little cloth I have to wipe it down. I found that this is able to get scratches out, very, very minor scratches, but more than anything, it just kind of cleans off fingerprints or other sorts of little gunk that may be on the card. I like to go over it with that, and then I like to take the microfiber and go over it again, just to make sure any last bits of dust are off of it. Something important to mention here that I've yet to mention is that always make sure you check the back of the card too. I've already done this for both these cards, but a lot of time whenever I watch PSA reveals on YouTube or such, anytime someone says, oh, I got, a 7 or an 8, this card looks so clean, they always just look at the front of the card. A lot of times I've gotten cards with bad grades. I've been the same way. You flip it over and you find some sort of, not necessarily a cut, but kind of a nice indent going through the back pretty well, or some really hard print lines that you didn't look at before. So make sure you check the whole card. Same thing with the paper one. Still got to put it in the penny sleeve. It's in the penny sleeve. Take my card saver 1. I still fit 3 fingers in there. Make sure that's opened up, and then I slide the card on in. So that's kind of a quick process of how I clean a paper card, how I clean a chrome card, and then let me show you how I will send these cards off for the grading process. Okay, so the first step you're going to want to do is go to psacard.com. Once you're there, you're going to want to hit submit, and you're going to want to start your submission. You can see here any previous submissions you had. Go ahead and hit new submission up there in the right, and it is going to prompt you to a screen where you should select what you're submitting. So we are submitting trading cards. Go ahead and continue, and we just want to grade the cards. We aren't interested in any autographs, crossovers, reholders, any of the other services they provide. We just want to grade, so keep that option. We'll select that and continue, and we'll go on over to the next screen. Here is where you select what you're submitting. So I'm submitting these cards at the bulk, special for New Year's. So keep that selection, hit save and continue. You could select other options if you wanted to. And it's going to load here real quick. So once we are into the next screen, this is the screen where we go ahead and enter the item. So I'm going to enter in that 2010 Topps Buster Posey rookie card that I showed you guys in my preparation. And I will click on the correct one. Make sure you click on the correct one. Otherwise, they will charge you more. So I do have 2 of them that I'm submitting. So my total declared value is going to be the value for both of them, which I'm setting at 200. If you just had one, it would be 100. And they also show you the picture there. Make sure you have the right card. Okay, so this is what the screen looks like once I have entered in all the cards I want. You can see I've got 35 items total. It shows $525 approximately is my order total. And if you scroll on the left side, it will show all of the cards I've entered along with their quantity and declared values. Once you hit proceed to checkout, it will show you your total order cost, and it will also give you the option on where you want your card shipped back to, yourself or the PSA vault. The next screen is where you will review your submission. So it's got the same stuff in terms of cost on the other side, but then on the left you can see submission history or the submission summary where you can review and edit to make sure all the cards are correct for the last time. I have already done this, so I am going to go ahead and click below, advance to the next screen, but there's private info underneath. So once you click submit, you will have a submission form that is created. So it's going to tell you some steps on what to do. Make sure you follow these steps. I've done this a lot, so I'll show you guys how I do them next, but make sure you follow those steps as closely as possible so you don't get any potential fines and so that your cards get to PSA correctly. So make sure you follow how to arrange your items, how to package them. This right here, that's the PSA terms and conditions. By submitting, you have already agreed to them. And then you're going to want to print out your submission forms and the submission ID label. This needs to get taped to the top of your box when you ship it out so PSA can scan it when the box comes in. And then you'll see here that if you have multiple submissions in a package, you can click something there and you're going to use that same label on the top of the box for all the items. And this right here shows you where to ship your box out to depending on the shipping service carrier you use, and below are the forms. So now on to packaging up the cards. First thing I like to do, get all my cards in a stack. I've got a bag of rubber bands right here. Just pull out a bunch of these rubber bands, all different shapes and sizes, colors if you buy the color ones. It doesn't matter. There's no scientific process to this. And then I usually like to go through old packages and find from eBay that I purchased and just find ways people secured cards. Find some cardboard that's a little bit larger than all the cards. So this ended up working perfectly. It does not have to look clean. PSA is just going to throw this away themselves when they open up your cards. So yeah, make sure that it's going to fit the size of all your cards. And then I don't place any rubber bands around the card saver ones directly. I do all of it around the cardboard. So I place one on the bottom, one on the top. Doesn't matter how you do this, just get it secured somehow. So just take a rubber band real quick. I run one across. I'll run one, maybe one that's a little bigger and stretchier. The long way is just kind of get it started. So you can see here that the stuff can still move around on the inside, which is why we got more rubber bands. Take more, run some more across, maybe get some tighter ones here that they're gonna hold it together better. Usually I like to run like 3 that way, and I'll run another one the long way here at the top. It doesn't really matter how much you do, you'll see in a second, because I've got the order form that I have here. Another important thing, make sure you fill out total number of orders in the package. So I just had the one order, 35 cards. If you had 2 orders of 35 5 cards each, it would be 2 and 70. So even though you would have multiple submission forms for the different orders that would go on the stack of cards for that specific submission. So if I had 2 submissions, I would have one set of these set here. I'd have another stack of 35 here. I'd set those submission forms on top, but they would both say 2 and 70 because they want the total number of orders 2. And you'll see right here, they want the cumulative sum, all orders. So make sure you don't mess that up. I'm sure it's not a big deal if you do. But just know that PSA does make it clear if you look through their website that if you don't follow their directions, they can upcharge you if they want to, if they determine it's, you know, that much more work for them to fix. So I'll just rubber band this on as well so that everything is stuck together. This submission right here goes with this stack of cardboard, and you can see it moves around a little bit. I might run, you know, one more across the top here, but once I get this into the package itself, it's going to be pretty secure. So stuff isn't falling out. When I place it into the package, everything should be nice and secure. All right, so when it comes to the packaging of the box here, you can see I've got a bunch of different materials that I could use to help protect it inside the box. I've got, like, not tissue paper, but like kind of like a cardboard paper, bubble wrap, bubble air, things that are full, just a bunch of stuff. Got an old prime box I turned inside out here. Should be the right size. Usually I like to start with a little something on the bottom, so put in some paper down here, get a couple things. You just want to be able to fill up the box so that your order and cards are not able to move around. Doesn't really matter how you do it. This is something I do the same no matter what. I take my order, I take a nice strand of bubble wrap here, and I will wrap my order up into it, like so. I've just always done this. I've always thought this is a great way to protect the cards as a whole together. If it kind of seals up a little bit, if the package got really soaked, I'll probably keep my cards pretty dry as well. And then usually it's a nice fit down into the size boxes that I like to use. You can see here, no lateral movement. It could still move up and down, so that's where I'll take something like all of these and just kind of press them down in there. And then before I seal it, I like to close it and shake it, make sure I don't hear anything moving, which I don't. So that means I am good to go ahead and seal the box off. Before you do that, I would make sure that you know which side of your order is up. So you can see I got the paper in. I loaded things from the bottom up on this. I would take arrows and draw it on your box, which direction is up, so that when PSA gets the package, they know which side to open it from, so that everything kind of pulls out the easiest and stuff doesn't just fall out on them or what. All right, so everything is packaged up now, taped all the way over, should be good. You can see I've got the arrows marking the direction. Make sure you do not forget to place this label on top of your package. This is the one that PSA gave you, as I showed you when you complete your order. It's so that when it gets to their facility, they can scan this and know what they're supposed to do with the package. The last thing is just print out the shipping label. I ship USPS. Place it here in the center, tape it, and ship it out. I will note real quick when it comes to shipping with USPS, in terms of the insurance that I place on the package, I only place the insurance based on the value of the raw cards in the package. PSA does not charge you until your order is complete. So if the cards never get to them, you will not get charged by them. If they get lost or damaged or something happens in shipping, so let's say the value of this package, say I had $500 worth of raw cards in here, I'd place that in as my value and I'd get insured for that. Some people say, or I've seen some comments saying that their insurance or shipping charges are so high, how do I get my cards in for cheap? It's because I insure like that. If I insured, say I sent in $500 worth of cards and I said, oh, well, if stuff grates how I think it'll be worth $3,000, and I put $3,000 in, now I'm gonna have to pay $3,000 worth of insurance, which is extremely higher than $500. So always put in the insurance for the raw card value. Your cards in here are worth what they are raw, what you bought them for. They are not graded yet. They do not have a PSA certification value to them yet. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I'm gonna go ship this off to the post office. If you did like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment other video ideas down below in the comment section. I know this was a longer video. It's something someone suggested, something I wanted to make for a long time, so hopefully that was worth it. If you do want to see any videos, be sure to comment that down below. I will try my best to make them. My eBay store is linked in the description as always, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. 2K for life. Peace.